Well, I'm out for a bit of an adventure here on Positive Profiles. Today, we feature Christine Roberts of Chrissy's Care and Education Adventure. I'm Kimberly Skeet. Welcome to this adventure on Positive Profiles. Chrissy? Can I call you Chrissy?
Yes, yeah, go.
Anybody calls you Chrissy?
Chrissy.
Fantastic. Tell me a little bit about how Chrissy's Care came about. What inspired you to go after this type of education?
I had a neighbor who was, at that time, we didn't know about special needs, just like, oh, something was wrong with her. I know she didn't go to school, but yet she's able to help me with my homework. And I was like, she's so smart.
She was helping you with your homework?
Yes. Okay. So I remember growing up, we were running around in the neighborhood, and then eventually she couldn't walk, and then she couldn't breathe on her own, and then she eventually would have died at the age of 14. So I was like, but why? I was keep asking my parents why she couldn't go to school, why she couldn't go to affairs with me, and she couldn't play. But it's only now that I'm an adult, and I realized, oh, this thing's called special needs. So when I was at University of the West Indies, I entered the Scene Business Spark competition, and they talked about having a niche. And I was like, what can I do to make my business started? What can I do to make a difference in the world? And I decided I want to have, it was started out as a daycare for children with special needs so that they can get earlier intervention and support. And then from there, the children would leave, so then they turned to primary school, they turned to secondary school, and now we have like a vocational side where we teach them skills. But it's more than just a school. It's a social community that we don't only help special needs, but we help those disadvantaged persons in society.
I feel this level of energy that comes from you. It's so infectious. It is so infectious. Tell us how you actually took that idea and made it into enterprise. And were there challenges in being able to get this to really, really, start to take off?
Yeah, so first thing I always believe you should have a passion. Once you have a passion, where there's a feeling, or I feel like my slogan is every day is an educational adventure, and I feel like every day I learn with the children, every day I feel like I am on an adventure, and it's like no day is the same. It's like today we have a really awesome day, and today be like, what happened? So when you're passionate about what you do, you enjoy it. When you enjoy it, you can push more into it, and then people support you. Yes, I had a lot of challenges, but when people saw that I was really motivated, I was like, nope, I'm not taking your no for an answer. Why did you tell me no? I'm saying, I'm going to do what it takes to get what you want me to get so I could make this business a reality. So if they ask me to have financials, I get my financials. I said, you can't do this because you need support. I apply for grants, I apply for sponsorship. And I must say the Barbadian Society was really, really good with that. I have a special needs fund there every day in March for our birthday. We're 13 years old. At Ilaraport, and a lot of business organizations would have come out and helped just by me going and asking me, sending letters, and it makes me feel very supported. I love to see that people out there are willing to give back, sometimes just because it be asked.
You said that your organization is 13 years old. My goodness, and you look like 2 mornings. So I want you to give us an idea of the kind of impact that is having on families, on other members within the community, because oftentimes we see our young people who have special needs as being separate from the rest of the world, having to do something different. But in truth and in fact, it is just a different application to help them enjoy life just as we do. So how have you been able to impact on families and by extension the rest of the wider community?
So I realized, okay, one of the things that most special needs persons have a challenge with is socialization. And I say, okay, we always say, oh, they're not social, and parents want to keep them at home and hide them because of embarrassment. Now we have a society that is now trying to be a little bit more open, But now we have them open and we're taking them out, but then we're going to be upset. People looking at them funny because they're not acting in what we believe to be normal. And the only way that they can do these things is if we teach them things like, we take for granted, nobody never taught me how to take a scissors. I just take a scissors and I start cutting up paper. But now I have to teach a child how to put the hand in the hole and open the scissors and close it and to cut it along the paper to get a desired result. So same thing with social skills. I teach them how to walk in public, how to talk. Yes, you might be upset, you might feel overwhelmed, but how do I control my body and how do I accept and realize what feeling I'm having so that I can then portray in a more what we would call desirable way. So we just teach those things. In order for me to teach those things, I have to see them out more. So we go to dinners, we go to the movies, we go shopping, and the more exposure they have, first time it'll be a challenge, yes. Parents are nervous and sure you want to take these children. But I think as they do it, they realize, oh look, and they're seeing the results as well. And funny enough, we thought it was only special needs children, but we have mainstream children who are struggling with some of these same social skills. I have special needs children that will eat with a like from court, and we have mainstream children that are saying, but then we need these special needs children to socialize with other people because they're not in a world by themselves. I don't just want to exist, I want to be a part of it. So now I integrate both the mainstream and the special needs, and now together we have this new network, this new world of possibilities for both groups of people.
What are some of the areas of study, both soft skills and actual educational skills that's offered in Chrissy's care?
We use something called Individualized Education Program, IEP, and we kind of do like what we call student-led learning. So if I have a student and he's passionate about languages, I don't believe that he should be boxed in to only learn, he can only do English and Spanish. If he shows an interest in German, why do I not teach him? Maybe he could be a good interpreter for the UN. Why not find the area which they're strong at and mold and build them in that area? Who says that he has to be a lawyer? Who says he has to be a doctor? Why not find the area that they're good in and build it? Then we realize that we started doing horseback riding, we started doing life skills, we do surfing, we say yes to do. Some of them unstable or walking on the land, but they stand on the surfboard and they're so excited. Every time, like Barry's our school does that every year with the children.
Wow.
And it's just, when you see it and you have this experience, so I encourage the parents and volunteers to come along and experience these things, then you realize, what have I been doing all my life? And how you change your perspective of how you look and see people and things you do.
You mentioned coding, and coding is fairly new to our landscape. And we've been hearing the term pretty often. It's been introduced into schools, but coding is also offered here. Now, why is this particularly important in terms of our special needs students as well?
I believe, like, special needs children persons have, like, this level of knowledge that I believe that we haven't even tapped in or understand as yet. And sometimes the children take the laptop or the tablet and they're just gone in and doing all these things. I'm like, I do university IT and I don't even know how to do that. And it just comes natural to them. But for parents or persons, you can master the laptop. I say, you know what? How about you show me or you learn this? And I found a website and a program, and I found persons overseas who are willing to send in information and robotics and different things for these children to learn. As they learn it, we realize that imagine an autistic child who sit down in their own bubble and not say anything, now has a voice and passionate about, Auntie Christina changed the color. Auntie Christina is moving this way and telling how much degrees. And I'm like, all right, where the geometry set to measure this? It just comes so natural for them. That's why we need to tap into where their knowledge is and try to take this and see how we can build it, how easy it improve the world.
There's a classic example of learning through play. Who comes to mind when you think about learning through those tactile skills? Who stands out in your mind?
He was nonverbal. And when he started to discover himself and his emotions and stuff, it was like, no, he wouldn't stop. And you can just see him blossom and him growing from not the book work. He cannot write his name, but you see, give him something. He touches it and I said to him, I went to take on the laptop or something. When I saw the monitor from the keyboard, I was like, all right. I was going to panic at first and be like, you mashed up the laptop. We just got this donated. But he put it back together. And it was like, how he know to take it back, I put it back together and it was working.
Mechanics.
And nobody taught him that. So sometimes I remember as a child, we breaking the radios just to get magnets so we could play like parties and stuff. These children need these experiences too. And sometimes if a school, normal school setting, and parents who are working and trying to manage all these different therapies can't do this. But we need a place that these children can work and learn what we will call mash up and destroy things. But then they also need to create and rebuild these things, and it might even make it better.
Fantastic. Where do you see Chrissy's Care going the next 5 years or so?
Definitely, we need a bigger school. In our program, every week we take the children out to different parts of Barbados. They do hiking, they do sip and paint.
This is why you brought me out here?
Yes, right. And I want to continue that. And then, as I said, now we integrate a lot more mainstream children into this. They're now into planes, so we want to do a tour at the airport. They want to go to Trinidad to go to the water park. So now I'm now appealing for persons to assist us with making these things a reality. These children are now discovering a world that never once existed for them, but we need support to make it a reality, and a support for persons, youth on Barbados school. They say, troubles or so. We need some place where they can go, where somebody be understanding, patient with them, and work with them where they are.
Chrissy, tell us a little bit about some of the things, or at least one thing that has created a certain level of social impact positively on those within your community.
When you have a student or parent come to you and saying to you that I am their last school. Your child was not able to go into any school, any special needs school. And if I don't take them, this child has to go to a psychiatric hospital. This child is heavily on medication. It really breaks on a parent breaking down and is stressing their relationship at home with their partner. And then you have siblings who don't know how to relate to themselves, and they can't have a life because trying to just deal with this one child. And I said, okay, I'll give him a chance. We can see how we can work. And the parent begging you, say, okay, I can stay home from work. You can't have to call because you can't handle. Or I had another student that when it came, said, he just spits a lot, and he spits on everybody. And he came from day one. He never once spat at me. Or the other one, he was aggressive and violent. Yes, he would have those days, but I realized he just needed love. He just needed somebody to be understanding and compassionate. So when you could have this child, and I used to see the family coming back together as a whole, to me, it was really impactful. And it didn't only impact that child and that family, it impacted the siblings' relationship with other persons, and so because that was a major stressor for that family. And to have a child now who was heavily medicated and now doesn't have no medication at all, just because one person believes in him, one person was willing to take a chance where the world basically left that family alone. And to me, that was one of the biggest things for Chrissy's Care. There are some days we have really bad days, but then there are days where you see it's all worth it. And I just ask that parent, same way I extended the olive branch to you, do that for somebody else.
When you affect a family and a household in a positive way, by extension, that positive effect passes on to the rest of the community. Chrissy, you've actually inspired me. And if you ever found yourself feeling as if you didn't have the energy and the vigor to go, it's infectious. I want you to take that same infectious energy and continue to scatter it all across Barbados. You've been watching Positive Profiles. Here's hoping that you feel that same vigor, just as Chrissy and Chrissy's Care does each and every day.